Today I did 114.45 Chaos Dungeons to see how many relics I would get so that we could find out if the loot was as legendary as the comments in the last video. Thank you guys again for all the love. It actually does mean a lot to me. It's wholesome, and I actually appreciate it. But I did this to find out if it's even worth the time to do, so I'm going over everything I got from all 100 dungeons, and if you're curious about the build I used to slam these out, this video went up a few days ago, and the full text guide is linked in the description, along with everything else you need. So while you're down there, make sure you sub, and just remember, my name is Claysthetics, and we're running right into it. And don't forget to like the video. It's the only way YouTube knows I exist. And lighting this off with the most mind-blowing, pinnacle of the brain-peaking content in all of Lost Ark, Chaos Dungeons. Woo! Boy, was this ever fun. I ran it down, and well, I ran it down 100 times, and that's really it. I didn't leave the dungeons early. Each one took like 3 minutes to bang out, and I genuinely don't think it's worth leaving the Chaos Dungeons early until you're level 60 or at all. They give you silver at the end of them along with EXP. So like, if you're not level 60 and you were leaving earlier, you messed up. And if you're silver broken, you're leaving Chaos Dungeons early, well, I mean, it's your own fault at this point. And for you guys with the supercomputers that load super fast, congratulations, nobody cares. But what we do care about is all the loot I got, and I broke it up into sets of 10 to make it easier to track and easier to break down. And before you ask why this isn't in a Google Doc, my brain is a liquid. Well, it's always been a liquid, but a little bit leaked out during this Chaos Dungeon experiment. So, set 1, nothing crazy, treasure room, a couple of relics, you know what I mean? I got it all listed, everything that I got at the bottom there. It's not written in any sort of order because it is what it is, but you know, the only thing I did notice is that weapon stone wise, it goes up and down pretty crazy. So more relics, another treasure room in set 2. Nothing too crazy here. Finally, run 22. I got a boss room. Felt like that was kind of unlucky, but you know, boss room comes and goes. You always get a sage, which is nice out of the boss room, but I didn't get a consistent relic out of the boss rooms. Any of the boss rooms, I think I got 1 relic out of the 3 that I got. So nothing too crazy there. Set 4. This hour was cracked. 7 relics this hour. That was nuts. Every single one of them was in the dumpster, though. You already know that you don't get anything usable. I'll hover over all of them after this. That way you guys can see everything that I got. And it's not the best, but it is what it is. Set 5, treasure room. Again, nothing too crazy. Just the weapon stones going up and down. Like you see, like I get the boss room, right? And I only get 55 weapons. It's just ridiculous, honestly. And 100 on this one for set 5. And then we go down to set 6. Treasure room again, 3 relics, all backloaded. And I actually remember doing set 6. I got my relics in the final room, not in the first 2 rooms. It was crazy. You can only get the relics, I noticed, from the orange elites as well. And like the boss types that like, that's in the second room, like the boss guy that opens the portal, he can drop relics. And then all the orange guys and the orange guys that come out of the red crystals on floor 3 can drop them. But that's it. Set 7, treasure again, treasure and boss actually, pretty cracked, but again, like 3 relics, nothing crazy. You know, set 8, same thing. Set 9, you know, it's just pretty consistent across the board. There's just nothing crazy. You get all the way down to set 10, and this was crazy though. I actually 6, 7, 8. I got 3 treasure rooms in a row, so I didn't add it all up at the end because it added itself up. So after everything was said and done, it really wasn't the worst thing ever. Like I watched some of the old Tremors movies because I wanted to catch up on them because I haven't watched them in so long because the new one came out. And that pretty much hard carried me through doing all these Chaos Dungeons, that's for sure. But loot-wise, getting all these relic accessories that are just all bad and completely worthless is just something special, right? Like, you really are just doing it to get that one lucky go. Right. And like something you get the Hitmaster, the Keen Blunt, you're like, oh my God. And then you look up a little bit and you're like endurance, and I'm fine. But I don't think I got like 1 accessory that would actually sell like for anything decent, you know? So just call me like Budget Billy, but on average, like I get like 3 every 10 runs, you know what I mean? So like you run 100, you get about 30 relic accessories. It's really not the worst thing ever. There was one that I got, you know, explosive expert curse that nobody wants that either, but maybe somebody on a budget will. I think it was on the first tab, actually. I hovered over and just kind of like mind blanked through it. Yeah, Grudge, Spirit Absorption, Crit. I thought this was going to be like, I was like, man, this is my ticket. I'm going to make like 10, 15K out this. No, it was like 1,000 gold, man. It was no good. But there's the 100 soul leaves for finishing 100 runs. Like you get one at the end of every single time. So that's how it goes. 20 Eternity Essence, the 12 purples and the 3 orange ones, right? You know, you only get the orange ones from the bosses, and you only get the purple and the blue ones from the treasure boys. So, not the worst. 20k shards of purification, fragments of longing, kind of cracked, right? You can buy a bunch of accessories every week too. I think that 100 runs would be 2 buys of every single accessory. But again, like, I mean, you are fishing for that one big one, honestly. I just didn't get lucky, unfortunately. It just sucks, but it's whatever. The weapon stones, again, up and down like crazy. At least the armor stones are pretty consistent. Solar graces, graders, 9 graders, so like 10% drop of graders, kind of, a little less than 10%. And I guess I didn't even get 3 powder of sages. I only got 2, so that sucks. So weirdly enough, I got most of my relics in the 3rd room, but I think it's just random drop from any of the orange boys in the dungeons. You can pretty much get them from all of them. So I don't really think that's something to be too focused on, is like where you actually get the relic accessories from, because it was just so inconsistent in actually getting them that like after you've done like 30 of them, your brain just completely turns off. So maybe I'll go do another 100 of them and really find that out. But odds are I probably won't. But what I will do is thank my patrons for being absolute legends. Thank you guys again for the extra support. It actually helps out a lot. And my final thoughts about running 100 chaos dungeons is just don't do it.